Yo, what up? What up? It's the boy Holly Kali back again with another episode of Say That. Watch the Rise Media. We here with my boy Vic Damone. He
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
running
what up?
right now. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah, what up, everybody? What up, what up?
Yep. He running some errands, so we had to temp freeze his camera, but we good. We still in there. We get back to it in a minute. So right to it. One of the first questions I want to know is what's your perspective of the difference between lawful and legal?
Lawful and legal. Well, right off the top of my head, I don't know if it's too much of a difference because they base what's legal or illegal off of laws. So, you know what I'm saying? If they say, hey, this is illegal, then you break in a law which will make you unlawful or whatever, and legal, vice versa. So I mean, to me it's not really too much of a difference. I mean, they coincide with each other. They go hand in hand, you know. But that's off the top of my head. I mean, I haven't actually sat down and looked at a definition of what the term legal and what lawful is, but as far as I know, like I said, they go hand in hand. I mean, why? What you think about it? Maybe if you tell me what you think, then I'm gonna tell you what I think. I have a better.
Well, I tend to disagree with what you said. I don't believe they go hand in hand. I mean, I believe they use them hand in hand, and they made them seem to be hand in hand, but they're actually the opposite from each other. Like law is what's actually law. Like don't injure nobody, don't harm nobody, don't damage their property, don't break your contracts. You know what I mean? Be an honorable person. Those are actually laws. Like gravity is a law. You know what I'm saying? Like to go deeper with it, gravity is something that can't be changed. The law can't be changed. You know what I'm saying? And when we go to legal, that's when they get into codes and statutes and revised code of Washington and all that, RCWs and all that. And that's not law. That's stuff that they made up to. It's legal stuff, but it's not the same as law. You know what I mean? It's like rules, basically. Basically, let's say like for a store example, let's say you work at Walmart. If you work at Walmart, you have to follow their rules because you work there. But if you don't work
Right,
there, you don't technically have to follow. Like you don't have to go around mopping up Walmart if you don't work there. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So
right,
that's the
right.
difference. Is that legal is a rule for a certain society of people, and lawful is law for everybody. You know what I mean? Like nobody's supposed to harm or damage another person. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like the Ten Commandments and shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's just my thoughts on
Okay.
it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I function with you. I function with you. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, that you even brought up that gravity shit too, because shit, come to find out, they don't. I mean, shit, they can barely even really explain exactly what that is. You know what I'm saying? Once again,
Go ahead. Oh shit, freezing again.
like this must be this. Like it rains because the clouds have so much pressure in them, it causes precipitation. I mean, is that what really happens, or is that what I'm saying? Is that what makes sense?
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. Like shit, people, not even just lawmakers or legal makers, or whatever. It's funny people would do that shit to make stuff make sense to them or to other people.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man. I mean, like I said, I feel it. I just don't know. It's still the same. Like, I mean, I get what you're saying about being the difference. Like I do see the difference. The law is for everybody, and the analogy used Walmart situation. Because you work there, you got to do this or whatever, or you're going to get fired, or something type of conduct will be taking place. Compared to shit, if you don't work there, then I gotta do that shit. I just for all this time, it being embedded in my head of what legal and what law is kind of like the same thing.
It was kind of breaking up a little bit, but yeah, I got you. I mean, I feel what you're saying. That's the same thing I said. Like they make it seem so much like the same thing. It's kind of hard to separate the two. You know what I'm saying? But they're not really the same.
Separation.
Yes, sir. So let me ask you about driver's license. Do you believe everybody is required to have a driver's license? You got 10 minutes left.
I mean, they say, but I mean, here's the thing. Some motherfuckers that got licenses do not be needing to drive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
very true. Yeah, a lot of them mofos out there, I'll be like, how did you get your license? Man, we're cutting out again.
You're Mexicans. Y'all can't drive.
You just said it cut out.
You said it cut out?
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said. It was muted.
No, I was saying like, hold on. I gotta kind of watch what I'm saying because I'm in a public place. But shit, I let them all know. Shit, Asians and Mexicans, you motherfuckers cannot drive. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, tell me this. Like, when you riding like behind an Asian or a Mexican, you know what I'm saying? You either gonna see a bunch of heads in a little ass car, or this motherfucker just gonna be driving super slow, and you pull up next to him, you can barely see up over the dashboard. You know what I mean? But I mean, I was just using that example of people having licenses, but not shouldn't be able to drive though, because it's like, you fucking up the whole rotation on the road. You know what I mean? And I mean, if people, like, why do people have to have, licenses to drive? So what, they put you through a test to see if you know the rules? I get that. You know what I'm saying? To see if you know, not to run red lights. You know what I'm saying? To stop at stop signs and all that. So I mean, I get that part. But I mean, to me, if you can prove that you know those things and that you know how to drive correctly, like maneuver the car correctly, then why do you have to have a license? So they can pull your ass over and check your motherfucking record and see who the fuck you is and pull your ass off a car and beat your ass if you're getting out of line.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever heard that you're not required to have a license and that it's only for people that's getting paid to drive, such as taxis, buses, and whatnot?
Nah, I never heard of that before you brought it up. I never heard of it, but it's kind of like, it's like the cliche thing to do now. You know what I mean? It's a program that's deeply embedded, and definitely here in an American system that that you are required to have a license to drive, but apparently that ain't the case, as you was just alluding to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, where's typically when they do stuff like that, I mean, it's some type of benefit for them, for the system. Whether it's money, I'm pretty sure it got to be money somewhere along the way.
I mean, that's what ticket is. That's all it is they getting money from you, charge you
Right,
something to pay this shit. It ain't like for example, you got a license. It ain't like when your license expire, your car just stop. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It's like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get it, but it's
it's
just
all money. Like people could drive with or without a license, and basically the whole thing behind it is that you have a right to travel. Now, none of us have been told this, and none of us really. I mean, some of us are starting to understand it, but it's just now coming around the past, 10, 20 years or something like that. But they can't give you a license to do something that's illegal. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right,
so you can't be saying like that it's illegal for someone to travel, but it's okay for them to drive. You know what I'm saying?
right. So wait. You saying that it's okay for someone to travel, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not okay for you to drive while you travel. What if you's a motherfucker and what if you been like drinking and driving and shit, you been causing accidents and fucking people shit
I
up.
mean, if you damaging somebody's property, that's different. That goes against the law. Like if you putting other people in jeopardy, are damaging or causing harm, committing actual crimes against someone or their property, that's a whole different thing. Rather than somebody that just ran a stop sign or something like that because it was 2 a.m. and nobody was there. You know what I'm saying? But like as
Right.
far as people who are irresponsible, like drunk and stuff like that, you get caught doing that, then of course, you know what I mean. If you ain't able to, if you ain't able to do it without jeopardizing somebody else's safety, then I understand that. But just because I'm speeding or I drive faster than the speed limit doesn't mean that I'm putting other people at harm because I drive a little faster than them or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because some people drive
Right.
hella slow. Some people drive 10, 15 miles under the speed limit. They got
Right.
license and shit.
Oh, yeah, I think they should do that on a freeway. Like, nigga, if you like driving 45 and under, nigga, keep your ass right in this lane. Nigga, if you switch in the other lane with that other shit, nigga, you getting a ticket for that. But I mean, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But shit.
So let me ask you this. Would you have a driver's license if you knew you didn't have to have one? Or would you register your car if you knew you was not required to register it? Would
Hell
you have to?
nah. Like, why would I pay that money for nothing? You know what I mean? Why would I go through the process of having to go down to the DMV in this long ass line with these angry ass people, this rude ass DMV employees, you know what I'm saying? And have to worry about uh well, that's the thing though, because I use my license as an identification too. You know what I'm saying? And then that means I wouldn't be able to go to the club.
You could get a regular ID. You don't have to be a driver's license.
I know. But like I said, that's just one of the things where I'm just so used to always having to always just have a driver's license that shit. That's it's just what it is. But I mean, it's funny that the type of stuff that you do just because you felt like you've always had to do it when that was never really the case.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I mean, shit is like that's one of those things where you see your parent do it, you see your parents do it, you see everybody else do it. Growing up, even when you're young, you know what I'm saying? Like it's something that was taught to you. In order to drive, you gotta go get your driver's license. And then when you a kid, you be so pumped up anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just to drive. Like, shoot, man, all I need is just give me a permit. I'll be happy with that. You know what I'm saying? You be so pumped
Mm-hmm.
up just to do something. You're like, shit, just let me drive. I mean, that's not nothing that you really question as a little kid. Like, I mean, of course you like, why I need a license, but you like, shit, if that's what I need in order to drive, like, let's do it. I'm all for it. We could go right now.
That's why it's voluntary. That's where it becomes voluntary. You volunteer to waive your rights in order to accept a privilege.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, man. And people do that all the time, especially here in America, you know. That's why we so quick to sign contracts. You feel me? To get what we want. And the bad part about it is who really actually goes through and read the whole contract. And even if you did decide to take the time out to go through and read the whole contract, can you even understand what the hell you just read? No. But guess what? That damn iPhone just came out. I can't afford it, but I can show pay monthly for it.